Deep in the bowels of the earth, shrouded in the chill of forgotten ages, lay a secret, a malevolent whisper waiting to be unleashed. They called it the Curse of Apep, named after the ancient Egyptian deity of chaos, a serpent lurking in the shadows, hungry for destruction. Legend spoke of a ritual, a pact made under a blood moon, where jealous priests sought to overthrow the pharaoh. They invoked Apep, promising him souls in exchange for power. But alas, the ritual went awry. The earth split, swallowing the priests and their ambition, sealing the curse in a chasm of darkness. The pact remained, a venomous seed buried deep. Apep, hungry and betrayed, waited for the day he could claim his due. He yearned for vengeance, for the warmth of living souls to quench his eternal hunger. Apep's curse was simple, yet terrifyingly final. When the veil between life and death thinned, when the cries of the wronged echoed loudest, the dead would rise, not as they were remembered, but as twisted mockeries, driven by a primal rage to punish the living. Centuries later, the first whispers of the curse were heard. A small fishing village on the African coast, plagued by a string of misfortunes, became the first victim. The villagers, desperate to appease the sea god they believed was punishing them, offered a sacrifice. A young woman, wrongly accused of adultery, was bound and thrown into the lagoon, her cries swallowed by the churning water. Her last breath was a curse, a plea to any entity listening for vengeance. The lagoon, once teeming with life, fell silent, the water turning a sickly black. Fishermen venturing out never returned, their screams echoing across the water before being abruptly cut off. Then the dead began to walk. They emerged from the black lagoon, their flesh bloated and rotting, their eyes burning with an unholy fire. The village was decimated, its inhabitants dragged to their deaths beneath the murky surface. The stench of death and decay lingered long after, a chilling reminder of the curse's potency. The lagoon remained a cursed place, a black mirror reflecting the terror of those who dared approach. Years blurred into centuries. The curse lay dormant, a slumbering predator waiting for its next unwitting prey. It surfaced again in the heart of Europe during the Black Plague that ravaged the continent. Budapest, Hungary, became the epicenter of Apep's wrath. A cruel baron, rumored to have made a pact with dark forces, barricaded himself within his castle, hoarding food and leaving the villagers to succumb to the plague. As the death toll rose, so did the desperation and resentment of the dying. Their collective anguish, fueled by the baron's heartlessness, acted as a beacon, a siren song that pierced through the veil of death and reached Apep. He answered their call. One by one, the plague victims rose. The curse's final and perhaps most terrifying manifestation occurred in the very land of its origin, Egypt. A team of archaeologists, driven by ambition and greed, unearthed a hidden chamber in a forgotten pyramid. Inside, they found the sarcophagus of a nameless pharaoh, his skeletal hand clutching a scroll inscribed with warnings in a language long dead. Ignoring the warnings, blinded by their lust for treasure, the archaeologists pried open the sarcophagus. A wave of putrid air, thick with the stench of decay, slammed into them. The hieroglyphs on the walls depicting scenes of chaos and suffering flared to life. The curse had found its way home. The pharaoh rose, his skeletal form draped in the remnants of his burial shroud. His eyes, once filled with the promise of the afterlife, now blazed with an unholy fire, reflecting the torment of millennia spent in darkness. Apep had returned to claim his due, and this time his wrath would be unstoppable. Throughout history, the curse has reared its head, a macabre puppet master pulling the strings of life and death. Each instance a brutal reminder of the insatiable hunger of vengeance, the price of disturbing the delicate balance between the world of the living and the realm of the dead. The curse, however, is not merely a force of destruction. It is a twisted mirror reflecting the darkness within humanity. The greed of the priests, the desperation of the villagers, the cruelty of the baron, the avarice of the archaeologists, all played a part in their own undoing. Apep merely provided the means, the catalyst that transformed their own darkness into a tangible, terrifying reality. The curse is a reminder that the line between victim and perpetrator is often blurred, that the consequences of our actions can resonate far beyond our lifetimes. The dead, once laid to rest, are not meant to walk among us. Their slumber is a sacred pact, a promise whispered on the wind that their time has passed. The curse shatters this pact, twisting it into a macabre mockery of life. Those resurrected are not filled with the peace of the afterlife, but with the cold, gnawing hunger of the grave. They are driven by a primal need for retribution, their souls stained with the memory of their suffering, their touch a harbinger of death. Their vengeance is not swift, nor is it merciful. It is a slow, agonizing torment, a reflection of the pain they endured in life, now amplified by the chilling embrace of death. They are the embodiment of our deepest fears, the nightmares that claw at the edges of our sanity. The curse doesn't announce its arrival with trumpets and thunder. It seeps in slowly like a chilling fog that clings to the shadows, whispering on the wind. It starts with unease, a prickling at the back of the neck, a feeling of being watched. The air grows heavy, laden with the scent of damp earth and decay. The temperature drops, a bone-chilling cold that seeps into your bones. Animals grow restless, their instincts screaming at them to flee. Then the whispers begin, soft at first, carried on the wind, fragments of conversations long past, cries of anguish and despair. They grow louder, more insistent, until they surround you, a chorus of the damned, heralding the arrival of the dead. The stories of the curse passed down through generations, often dismissed as folklore, serve as a warning. They remind us that there are forces beyond our comprehension, ancient and powerful, lurking at the edges of our reality. They teach us that respect for the dead is not merely a matter of tradition, but a necessity. To tamper with the delicate veil between life and death is to invite chaos and suffering. Yet these legends also hint at a deeper truth. They suggest that the curse is not merely an external force, but a reflection of our own capacity for darkness. It is a reminder that the monsters we fear the most often reside within ourselves. The line between myth and reality is often blurred. What we dismiss as superstition may hold a kernel of truth, a whisper of forgotten knowledge. The curse of Apep, while shrouded in legend, serves as a chilling reminder of the power of belief. Whether a tangible force or a manifestation of our deepest fears, the curse's impact is undeniable. It forces us to confront our own mortality, our place in the grand tapestry of existence, and the consequences of our actions. In the end, perhaps the most terrifying aspect of the curse is not the certainty of death, but the uncertainty of what lies beyond. It is the fear that our final slumber may not be peaceful, that the darkness we leave behind may one day rise again to claim us.